guys, it's Katie. Today I'm going to go out in the garden. We're going to walk around a little bit, see what's coming up. I haven't really done much out there. I haven't put anything out yet this year. So there's some perennials out there. We'll see what's coming up. There's also some things that overwintered, and there's some volunteer things in there. I've seen some things. I've been peeking around a little bit since we've had some really nice weather lately, but I haven't looked everywhere. So we'll go look at that. And then later in the video, I'll do a seed haul. I placed a Baker Creek seed order. Should be coming in the next day or two. So I'll put that at the end. I'll put a timestamp so that you can skip to that if that's all you want to see. Anyway, we're in zone 7B. I always have to think about it, 7B, and it's March 25th. It's about 60 degrees outside, and we got quite a bit of rain and quite a bit of sun. So a nice long week of sun, good soaking rain, and now we're having sun again. So things are really greening up, coming to life. So we'll look around and see what we can find. First thing off the deck is the fig, and I don't see anything. It does look like maybe a little greening up of the wood here, but I don't see anything coming up yet. We got quite a few figs, so we'll look at everything. Over here is the grapevines. I don't think anything's going on over here yet. Although it looks like the strawberry have spread over here. That's cool. I'm gonna get some random strawberries. Alright, over here. Now I did peek over here. I had put in a red rhubarb, and it died back, and then it came back right before it got really cold, and then it died again, and I kind of thought it was gone forever, and I peeked here to see if I could see it, and I saw it the other day. Oh, yep, there it is. That's my rhubarb. So I'm gonna actually, we're still getting freezing overnight, so I'm going to cover that back up. There's a squirrel running around in the dry leaves over there. I was wondering what that noise was. I gotta pull all this. I gotta make a mental list of all the things I need to do. These are all marigolds. So I imagine this will be all volunteer marigolds around here. So I'll have to pull all this dead stuff out, but for now I'm keeping that just to protect what's going on over there. That squirrel is missing half of its tail. I think some squirrels are born that way, because I see quite a few stumpy-tailed squirrels around here. And then I'm sure some are because of cats or whatever. Okay, so this is my daughter's garden. I have a little weeding to do. This was a carrot. I showed it to her and I asked her if she wanted to pull it out. You can, I don't know if you can see underneath there. Oh, I can't see in the viewfinder. But there's a big fat carrot that's probably no good for eating, but maybe this will go to seed? I don't know. She said not to pull it out, so we're not going to pull it out. And then there's gladiolus in the corner here. I thought this might be, but this is just crabgrass. So I don't see anything coming up there yet, but there are lilies here. We just threw an Easter lily, like one we got from the grocery store. This is a big dandelion. We put it in here and it's coming back, so that's exciting. Pull all this dead stuff out. There's a couple onions that were left here from last year. So that's an onion and that's an onion, so we'll just let them go. We can use the green tops. There's also onions in this bed. I don't remember if I planted those in the spring and just left them, or I planted them in the fall. I'm not the best at documentation when it comes to my garden. I throw stuff in here and see what happens, but I could start clipping back these green onions and using those. This here, all this green here is weeds. I think that's all that's going on in this bed. I did have some kale in this bed that was kind of self-seeding itself each year, but it looks like it's gone now. I don't see any sprouts, but that's alright. I kind of didn't want it there anyway. These are weeds here. I put some lettuce seedlings and they came up and then it got cold and they died, but they lasted until like January. Because lettuce can take a little bit of cold, but it does look like I have one little here, and some here. So these might have been seeds that didn't germinate the first time around, and now that it's warm again and the day length is long enough, yeah, that's definitely lettuce. And these are that lighter green, so I don't think these are weeds, although they could be. There's one over here too. So I'll probably put more lettuce seeds here. I got some black seeded Simpson, and I think I got a lettuce mix. So I'll pull out the weeds and just put more lettuce seeds there, but maybe I'll get a few that start ahead. Some more onions. I think I did put these in the fall. Onions here. And then it looks pretty good as far as weeds. I don't have a ton of weeds in these beds. There's one bed that's really bad because I put compost, homemade compost that didn't get hot enough to kill the weed seeds. Here is some cilantro. I seeded the cilantro, and that one, it looks really nice. I actually might pull some of that up and use it. And it's self-seeded, so this is all seed that has fallen down. And that's how I grow a lot of my herbs, so I would give up a quarter or a half of this bed just to let the cilantro just come back on its own. I've always noticed that volunteer and self-seeded plants are just so much more resilient, and that's what I want. Resilient plants that I don't need to babysit. This is an overwintered Swiss chard. We'll see if it comes back. It might take more energy for this to come back than to just start a new Swiss chard from seed. And I'll be starting some more Swiss chard because I want to have tons of Swiss chard. It's one of my favorite things to grow, so we'll just let that be for now since I'm not putting anything in right now. Lots of weeds here. This is another overwintered Swiss chard. Looks like it's got some new green growth. And then I think I saw, yep, I put some sugar snap peas here, and they came up and then it got cold, so they died. But this one must have not come up at that time, and now it's come up. So that's a sugar snap pea there. I saw one or two other ones, but they may have been pulled up by birds or died in the frost. Yeah, these are not overwintered, those are dead. Alright, what's going on in here? There was some spinach seedlings, but they may have died. And then here's some more onions. I just stick onions, I tuck them in everywhere. A little bit of weeds here I'll need to clean out. Yeah, I don't see that spinach anymore. This is the bed that's not going to be very much fun. These are very invasive weeds. Yeah, see, I'm pulling chunks full. I'm still not pulling it all up. So, yeah, I'm going to have to deal with quite a bit of work. And then back here is a lot of, these were all marigolds here. And I do want to collect some of the seeds, although this will probably throw up a ton of volunteers. So I gotta clean this all out. Over here, I had garlic here last year. I cut the scapes and I never pulled the bulbs up, and then the greens died back and I didn't really know where to dig for them, and I didn't want to dig up too much because it can, you know, if your spade hits the garlic, you can damage it and then you can't store it, and it, you know, anyway. So there's cloves of garlic was what I planted, and then they become bulbs, and then I just left them in here. So I don't know if the bulbs will just get bigger or if they'll, I don't know. I should have dug them up, divided them, and replanted cloves instead of the whole bulbs, but they're in there. So these ones here, they're probably from the same initial clove. Some weeds, lots of weeds in this bed. And then there's two more here together. But I don't know if more are going to come up. This is probably just grass. I don't know if more are going to come up or not. Yeah, I should have done a better job, and I should have put more garlic in. And then over there are some onions. Yeah, I could definitely cut up some onions and put them in things. Just cut the green tops with scissors, and they'll come back. And then over here is my asparagus bed, but I don't see any asparagus up. I should be seeing it by now, I think. This is where the old was, so it should be coming up somewhere around here. And then there was an old one, so there should be some around there. And then there was, I put like, I think, I don't remember how many I put in. I put in 4 and then I put in 10, but not all of them came up. I think I had like 6 at one point. I don't see anything yet. That's kind of a bummer. Apple tree. I was so excited for when I bought this apple tree, and it's just been nothing but misery. It's like a little bit of budding is happening. This is my husband's jack-o'-lantern. He put it here to watch it decompose, and I would say that's pretty well decomposed. This is blueberry. Looks like some buds. I just put this in last year, so I don't know much about how it wakes up. There's a big fig. Don't see anything coming in on it yet. The figs are a little bit later in the summer. And then this is raspberry, and unfortunately I don't know what kind of raspberry I have, so I don't know if I'm supposed to cut this back or not. I will be cutting back like the ones that are just going out in the lawn and everything. But yeah, I wish I knew how far to cut this back, because there's two different types, like everbearing and spring-bearing, and treat them differently. So yeah, I have some that are coming up all through here. I'll just cut those all back. Though they do have some leaves, but the main guy doesn't. I don't know if there's a way to tell just by looking at it what kind of raspberry it is. If you have any information, that would be helpful. This is our new exciting project for this year. This is going to be our bee yard. We're getting 2 hives. My husband is pretty much the one in charge of bees, but I would love to be involved somewhat as well. And I'm looking amongst all these weeds and tomato cages for some signs of the hops. Don't see anything quite yet. Alright. This is the strawberry bed. Oh, do you hear that? It's like squish, squish, squish. There's some garlic here. I think he put these in maybe 3 years ago. So you can see how they're all clustered together. So one clove makes a bulb, and then if the bulb stays in the ground, then each clove tries to make its own bulb. There's another cluster there. But strawberries are starting to green up. Looks like they want to run. Some there, all through here. These strawberries are pretty invasive. If I didn't want them, I would be fighting with them because I know they would take over. Alright, over here is another fig, but it's still tucked in. Just leave that be for now. And then this is my husband's garden, and it looks like a lot of weeds. He's thinking that there'll be a lot of volunteer ground cherries and volunteer long beans, because that's what he planted a lot of last year. So much that they just fell to the ground, so we'll see what comes up. Alright, we'll go over here because there's the mint bed, I think, is mostly still asleep. But I did peek around in this one planter I planted peppermint, and I thought I saw it, although I don't know. Maybe I don't see it now. I'm hoping that it'll sprout some more. I did see quite a few little... Oh yeah, there's a little bit. You see that green right there? That is part of a tree right there. Yep, that's a little bit. So all you need is a little bit to know that it's alive, and it will come back. Just disturbing that soil a little bit. I can smell peppermint. Yep, there's a little piece too. That's good. I love peppermint more than spearmint, but the spearmint has taken over this whole bed. And I just gotta clean this all out. This is all sorts of overgrown. And yep, I can already see spearmint under there. New spearmint. Looks like it's like eating this bed. It's like chronic moisture here. I have to replace these timbers. Ugh, what a bummer. But yeah, this is all dead mint. And then underneath, yep. Couldn't kill it if I wanted to. Alright. Over here, these are the other rhubarbs. So here are the other rhubarbs. And these ones, they're quite red now, but they grow green, and I don't like them. And then this part will grow into a big stalk, like a seed stalk. This started from one seedling. I started from seed, and it's now, I have 3, 4 big plants here, and then over here there's 3 big plants. My husband threw the hose here and completely destroyed it one time, and it still comes back. This is some kind of weed. That's that. And then something else I was peeking at over here is I bought a horseradish several years ago, and it's coming back, and you can see I need to do a better job of burying the root. I've never yet dug it up and used the root, but this is all horseradish. You can see some new green there, new green here, here, and here. So I might top dress this with some good garden soil and then maybe dig it up. I have to figure out when. Maybe in the fall. I think in the fall. This is my lilac bush. I posted a video trying to force these branches to bloom. Did not do a very good job. If you want to see that, you can see the baby cluster. It's already more purple than the ones I tried to force, so that's a good sign. But yeah, it's just starting to green up. Got this rhododendron, it was on clearance, and it's blooming. Some buds there. Not sure if this is the color the leaves are supposed to be or not. I just, like I said, I found it on clearance, threw it in here. There was a bush here that died, so we're just trying to replace that. Periwinkle here, I'm not really in love with the periwinkle, but I don't hate it enough to pull it out. More daffodils. This one's really pretty, like a light yellow. Then we have some darker yellow ones. Herbs, they're looking kind of rough right now. Need to pull all the weeds out. I need to clean them up, but I just leave all the leaf and everything here. It keeps things covered and protected while it's cold, and then I'll have to rake all this leaves and all the dead matter out. This is my oregano coming back. I need to cut the sage way back and let it just come up from the base because it's looking rough. Self-seeded parsley. This one looks like it's already gonna bolt and send up a seed stalk. There's lots of parsley coming up all through here. Back there I see another oregano that somehow got from here to there. There's nothing in that back corner. I might put something in that back corner. This is also all oregano, and if you look closely you can see underneath it's greening up, so that's a good sign. I actually have run out of oregano, and I need to harvest some of this and dry it so I have it in my pantry. Some more self-seeded parsley here. These are chives. I got garlic chives and regular chives. I think these broadleaf ones are the garlic chives. So that's all that. I cut my herbs back in the fall, and I thought that I lost my thyme, but I saw some here. Yeah, there's just a little bit of thyme here. So that's good. At least I have something. Probably get a new plant when I go to the nursery when it opens. Yeah, I'm gonna take this whole, this is like the main part, and this is all I see right now. More chives here. Got these hen and chicks. If you watch my older videos, I was nursing the same three. Like, I had three, it would make a baby and then one would die, and then it'd make a new baby and one would die. And now that I don't even think about them, they're taking over. I guess that's the way it works with gardens. And then here I have a couple different rosemary, and they are looking rough. So I probably will prune these way back and let the new growth come from lower down in the base. Let's see, I think this is two. One here, and then one there. So yeah, I need to do that sooner than later. So the new growth comes from the base. But yeah, nice big thick woody stem, so it should be able to come back, sprout from there, and be a little bit nicer looking. Alright, I think that's everything for the herbs. Alright guys, so I am going to actually end this video now. I'm going to make my seed haul a separate video. I will put the link in the description box once that video goes live, so you can check that out if you want to continue watching my garden adventures. Be sure to subscribe. Leave me some comments down below. I'd love to know about your garden. You can tell me all about it down there. Or if you have any questions about my garden, go ahead and ask in the comment section below. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!